maybe she's thinking she can't really go elsewhere right now for protection and an ally. I don't know.
That's fair. That's so fair.
It is kind of cringy though to watch it, because I do think, God, if she really cared for him, her facial expressions and the way that she kind of like doesn't reciprocate a lot of his affections. I mean, it's just not really saying she's into him as much as he's into her.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think he's picking up on that, like, at all.
No, I don't think so either. I think he just thinks she's afraid cameras are watching and that she doesn't want to be like the big showman's target in the house, you know?
Okay. Is this true, Abby, that Catherine's mom said that? Is that like, legit?
I have no idea about anything Catherine's mom would have said. But if anybody else wants to come up and talk to Say or talk to Angela, Zach is one of my subscribers and he is a regular contributor. That's why he's up there. If any of y'all want to come up here, do one of the live polls and you can come up.
My like final question for Angela is, do you have any casting advice? Like any?
Yeah, I have a lot. Maybe Say can jump in too. The big thing is, and I know you hear this every time, is just really be yourself. And I had applied for 5 years, one time each time, except for the last time, because I was 50 going on 51. And I was like, I'm getting older. I don't have time to wait. I'm applying several times. I don't give a shit. And so I made up all kinds of fun emails, like one badass nana at yahoo.com and things like that, because right off the bat, they're getting like 30 to 40,000 applicants every year. And honestly, the first thing they're going to see is an email. If your email just has your name and just like a generic thing, how does that stand out amongst 30 to 40,000 emails? It doesn't. So I thought, well, I got to get them right there at the email name, right? And then in the memo, I put a little something there as well, so that way they want to open it. And because I already knew what the application asked throughout, and you have to kind of finish it once you start it, it's not really a pause situation. I really knew what I needed to say. And so I just kind of wrote out some very important things about myself. Nothing surface level at all. Nothing at all. The only thing that was surface level was my name, where I lived, and my age. Everything else, I dug really deep into like who I am and what makes me me. And that meant telling stories. Stories are extremely important. They love storytellers. And I'm not the greatest speaker, to be honest with you, but I really had to dig deep and find those stories that I thought made me interesting, unique, and special. And so that's what I did. I gave them a hell of a revenge story that I waited 6 years to do. And believe me, it was great. It's a little naughty, but it was fun. I gave them that. I didn't give them everything because I wanted them to call me and ask for more. And sure enough, that revenge story was the one that I think got me in the door.
How long was your video? Like, was it in that 3-minute time frame?
Oh yeah, they don't let you do much more than that.
Okay.
And then the casting process is crazy. It's not just that. I mean, once you get that first initial phone call from that initial submission, then there's like, multiple calls with the producer. And then he's kind of filling you out, filling like, more of your story, asking more questions, just really trying to get to know who you are. And then from there, they're going to bullet point what they like best. And then they're going to pitch it to the hire producer. And then from there, you talk to the hire producer if they like that. And then you're talking to somebody else. And before you start talking to, actual execs from the show, I mean, it's crazy. The process is nutty. Not only that, but you go through extensive therapist questionnaires, and you speak with therapists. I mean, there's drug testing, there's all kinds of things you've got to go through. It's a lot. There's a background check, to make sure you've never, been to jail, or that you're not dangerous,
right,
or that you've not said things in the past that could be offensive to somebody else. Like there's a lot going on there. So but my biggest advice is definitely starting with that email and that memo line, and then really dig deep before you actually start your application with some bullet points, and then just give them a little bit of everything. Good stories are great. What was your highest high in life? What's been your lowest low? How did you recover from that? Why are you the way that you are, whether it's like emotional or strong or whatever it is.
Yeah, I applied.
What about you, Say?
February, and then I went to an open call and I never heard anything back, and so I've taken that a lot of I've thought about a lot. So knowing that like you can submit more than one application like is good to know, I guess. Like,
Well, with different emails, I wouldn't use the same one.
yeah.
Also, I mean, they tell you not to, that they're going to get to all of them. But let's be honest, 30 to 40,000 applicants? I don't think so. Say, how did you apply, and what was your process?
That's such a good question. I applied only one time and I literally did everything wrong. And because I did everything wrong, I think they were like, okay, she doesn't follow the rules, so let's just put her on.
Oh my gosh. Like, what do you mean by that?
My initial audition tape was 10 seconds long. And then I skipped my first interview.
Okay, what did you say? In 10 seconds, what did you say?
What did you say?
I was like, I had braces too. So I was like, hi, I'm Sonia, and I sped talk. And I got a call from them right after, literally the day after. I was on set for The Voice. So I couldn't answer. I was like, who is this? And I answered in the nastiest tone because I was just so frustrated. And she goes, this is Penny from casting. And I was like, oh my God. And so then I said, okay, I can't do the interview this day. I mean, it's so difficult. I was like, I have a hair appointment. And they had to move it around a few times. And then when we had our swim test, I was like, I am not doing a swim test because I just did my hair. So they pushed that back. They were just...
I know that's right,
Oh
girl.
my God.
I know that's right. I would have said the same thing.
Who does that though? Seriously, you're getting this opportunity of a lifetime. You're like, I'm sorry, I just got my hair done.
We're black. We're black, Angela. We're black, Angela. It's a lot harder to fix the hair. If
Girl,
it's wet.
I know.
We can't just slap it in a ponytail like you
that
can.
was why we got you.
Say that again. Say I didn't hear you.
And Jeff, when I had my final in person, he was like, that's why we called you. Because you were usually people trying to appease us and tell us what they think we want to hear. But you set clear boundaries. And I was like, okay, yeah.
Say, where did you do a swim test at? And how did that work?
This is such a good question. So I live in LA. So we were at the I don't even know if I can tell the hotel, but it's a hotel down here. And they did it at a pool. And people were watching because they had no idea what this was for. But after you do that swim test, when you're in Fiji, they give you another one with the guy who's in charge of all of the water challenges, just to make sure you won't die in the ocean. So those were the two swim tests that we had. But you know what's crazy is I had no idea they did a swim test because there's so many people who go on the show that don't know how to swim. So I'm like, what is the point of it?
Yeah, I think even Cerise said she had a hard time swimming. I mean, she could do it, but she wasn't like a great swimmer or anything.
Yeah, and I think it does change how far out they put things in the water. You know, like when we have water challenges or how close it is to shore.
That makes sense.
But your story is so much better. Like multiple emails. I wish I had I was so frustrated with mine. I'm sending this in. I did not care.
Well, you know what? Just that you took the first step and did it is everything. And look where it landed you. I always say that. Like, if you don't try, you never know. You never know.
Right. Like, who was your casting lead, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, no, I don't mind at all. I'm very public with that. So Andy Salone is the one that first discovered me and opened up the email. And then from there, it was Jesse Tannenbaum who it was given the green light. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes good. I didn't know they were based off of territories. Like, I didn't know somebody had, like, the East Coast, the West Coast, all that kind of stuff. So I just assumed that we all had the same person. But, okay, that makes, I don't know.
No, I think there's different casting people, you know, throughout. And I think that they divvy up the emails. I really do.
Well, this is T. They called me originally for Big Brother, the season you were on. But I was like, I'd never seen it. I was like, I've never seen Big Brother. I wouldn't even know what I was doing.
Which would have made for great TV. Honestly, the people who don't watch and don't know it all the way that are recruited usually do pretty good, you know. Mackenzie had never seen the show.
Angela,
half of my cast would
have been iconic.
Say that again. I'm sorry, I was talking.
No, it's okay. I said you and Say in the same house would have been iconic.
I know, girl. That's what they need to do. They need to put half alum from Survivor and then half alum from Big Brother and put them in the Big Brother house.
Everything.
Oh my God.
That would be so fun.
Do you have any more questions?
How long did it take you, Angela, to hear back? Like when you finally were like in the process?
Oh, I think if my memory serves, probably about a week.
A week, okay. Because like
And
I'm
I
gonna keep
came in at the
applying.
last. I came in at the last minute too, so I think I took some spots.
Okay. Because I'm gonna keep applying and hope I get on and hope I get to play someday. But like, no, I'm like a huge fan. Like after watching you last season, I was like, she's a favorite. She's a favorite. But that's all I've got. Like,
Okay, thank you, Zach.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that.
of course, I will. I'm gonna leave. Like, I'm gonna go. Like, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night.
Okay, bye,
Oh,
Zach.
I will. I'll be
Thank you
going to
for
bed
stopping
soon.
by.
I'm in bed now.
If anybody else wants to come up and ask a question to Angela or Say, you have to donate to one of the live goals. There are 2 people in the request right now. You have not donated. So you cannot come up here. So
Say, what time is it where you are right now?
1:16.
In the morning?
Me?
Yeah, but I'm not working tomorrow. So that's why I'm still on here. I would
What
just be
about
on
you,
here
Say?
watching the feeds if you were on.
It's only 10 o'clock here.
Oh, it's early. Okay. That's why you're working out, huh, girl?
I know. I'm
Do you always
getting
work out
prepared
at
for the
night?
challenge. I'm kidding. I'm not getting prepared for the challenge. Please do not spread that rumor. Yes, I hate when I go in the public and the public's there, so I try to go when there's no one around.
Oh, I like it. I pinned it. The laziest influencer, I pinned it. So you just have to click on it. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to bring the laziest influencer up.
Hello, thank you so much for having me, Angela. I just have to say I'm a fellow Utahn, and
Oh,
my
hi.
friend got me into Big Brother because she said there's this sassy realtor. She's from Utah. I even ran into you at the Trisha Paytas concert. So you're so fun to watch. You totally got me into the show. So I just have to say that. And then I do have to say, I heard you lied to your daughter about what's in clam chowder.
Yeah, I told her it was vegetables.
I just love that. She needed her extra protein and you were looking out for her.
Yeah, she doesn't eat meat, so yeah.
No, that is so, so fun. Thank you for the casting tips. Gosh, am I supposed to ask questions? What's the protocol here?
Do you have a
I'm just so
question?
excited. I guess my question is, you went over a lot of the casting stuff. Because you kind of fit that like sassy Spitfire archetype on your season, right?
Right, and there's always
You
it's always the same archetypes, just different people.
Right. So what do you think are like the ones that really, I mean, obviously they need a little bit of everyone, but what do you think like maybe this season is lacking or that you would like to see in future seasons?
So this season, I just feel like what's lacking is everyone's being really messy. It's so early in the game, and a lot of people don't realize that it is a marathon. It's not. And look at me, I'm just the pot here, calling the pan hot. I mean,
No,
I
you
was
gave
just
us
as messy. I was just as
memories.
bad. But as a fan, like I'm loving some of the, people getting fired up or somebody, like what Rachel's kind of doing is like she's pissed right now. So she's going around telling people like Catherine, like, look at you're a target because you're a showmance right now. I just want more like maybe a little more devious stuff going on. No theatrics for the cameras. Like stop trying to put out those one-liners. If it comes to you naturally, do it. But it just feels like it's very pressed and they're trying too hard sometimes. And so I wish they wouldn't do that.
Yeah, Jimmy was reusing a lot of stuff from Drag Race and a lot of stuff from Housewives, which maybe like people in the house don't know that he's just quoting things, and it's like it came off very inauthentic. Even though like sometimes you just quote your favorite things, right? But yeah, a little bit of a character there for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're getting rid of people that I think like Keanu, he's growing on me now. Like I actually feel bad. Like people are like, making him a threat and him telling Ava, now I like Ava, but him telling her, don't you have a prompt? Can you imagine you win that veto and everyone is so freaking silent. And the way that he must have felt so unwelcome, so unwanted. I can't even imagine how that must feel inside. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he has this tough exterior, but he's a gentle soul inside. So I don't blame him for telling her, don't you have a prompt? I mean, I thought that was kind of funny as fuck, but, oh, excuse my language. I do cuss a little bit.
Oh, no.
We know.
I'm a sailor girl. Go ahead. I'm a sailor.
Okay. But, like, I just feel bad for him. I'm kind of rooting for him now. I want him to win that blockbuster and stay. And
I
he's
would
trying
love
to
to
make
see him
relationships with Ava. He's trying to make relationships with Rachel. Like, he's seriously trying, and people are just, like, shitting on him, and I don't like it.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I heard a rumor that Vince and Joseph used the same like casting coach to get on the show.
I did not know Joseph had a casting coach. That's news to me.
That's kind of what I've heard. And it's kind of funny because they both have those mustaches. So I'm like, was that casting advice? Do they just need a guy with a mustache?
I would not know. I had no idea if Joseph had a casting agent or somebody to help him like that. He never told me something
you
like
didn't
that.
need that help, did you?
Well, no.
You applied several times in the 1 year, but had you applied in years previous?
Yeah, I have applied for the last 5 years since my youngest daughter graduated high school. I felt it was time that I could actually leave my family for that long if I got chosen.
Oh, that is amazing. What a special goal. I'm so happy that you got to experience that after such a long time of waiting. And I mean, the multiple emails is really, really savvy.
Well, they probably wouldn't like that I'm saying that. They probably wouldn't.
I won't share it. That's our
way
secret
more.
On the live. That's our secret on the live.
Say, I'm with you. I don't understand why anybody would need a casting coach. That makes no sense to me. Because if you aren't going to deliver, like that's like dating somebody on like that honeymoon stage, and then they show you who they really are. I don't like that. Like I feel like don't go.
And that's why he's not
blazing,
delivering
and
on
then
the show.
you're just people are gonna see right through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't pay for that.
No.
I've got, 100%. I just thought it was like interesting I'm like, did they get advice to get the mustaches and say they didn't have careers? I don't know. That interesting advice. Maybe that's an archetype that they need on the show.
Maybe it is. I saw a lot. I can see a lot of the types from last season and seasons past, obviously with who they cast this year. I can't say casted. That's not a word. People came for me for that. But anyway, yeah, I can definitely see that. But I just never heard of anybody getting a casting coach before.
Yeah. And so one last thing. You said that you were hired, not casted, pretty at the last second, right? So you didn't have a ton of time to maybe prepare mentally and whatnot heading in, even though this has been like such a long-term goal. Was there anything that you were able to do in that short period of time that you felt was beneficial to going into the house?
Yeah, I kind of binge watched a lot of the seasons that I hadn't seen before, like the earlier stuff, and then I just kind of like kept preparing myself for like leaving home. That was going to be the hard thing for me. I had just lost my Great Dane Zeus. I had him for almost 13 years. That was pretty difficult for me, so I was kind of dealing with that. Thank you. I was kind of dealing with that, and then my grandson was just born. And I only got to hold him for a short time because he was in ICU and I had to leave. But I think there were just a lot of family things, loose ends and things I felt like I had to tie up. So between binge watching old seasons and just kind of, preparing what I was going to bring and how I don't know, you play a lot of scenarios in your head of like, who are the other house guests that are going to be there? Am I going to be okay? Am I going to fit in? Am I going to be well liked? Am I going to be received okay? Because I know who I am at home. I have all my kids are in their 20s. One's in her 30s now. And I mean, my kids like hanging out with me. Like, I love my kids. I love like listening to their stories of dating lives and living vicariously through them a little bit and going out with them. And so I thought I could fit in with the house guests. Okay. Like for instance, right now I'm going off on a tangent, but Will was feeling kind of uncomfortable the first couple weeks. And I was really feeling for him because actually I forgot to mention how much I do love Will. He is really
Love
coming
Will.
into his own. I'm so
I
loving
love
him
Will.
right now.
He could
was
take it
pitching-
far.
He was pitching Depends tonight. Like he wanted to do Depends commercials. He's so funny. But he asked Rachel, he said, "You make it look so easy. How are you getting along with all these young people?" He says, "Quite frankly, I'm not relating." And I love what she said to him. She's like, "Ask questions, Will. Like ask questions and you'll start to find common ground pretty much," is what I'm kind of like just putting words in her mouth right there. And sure enough, I feel like he and Ava have this really special bond and relationship along with Ashley. And I'm really enjoying watching them and the dynamic that's there because he's older, he's my age, and he's really starting to come into his own and I'm loving it. That was somebody I didn't really mention in the beginning because I'm kind of tired right now, but I really love Will and I just want him to go really far in the game. I want him to do it for us 50-year-olds because, man, I know how much he misses his woman and his family and I can relate. And that was something that you're not really prepared for when you're going to go onto a show like that. And I'm sure Say can attest to how hard it is to be away from your family and not know what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Yes, and Will and Cedric mirror each other for me. Like, I saw so much of Cedric in him because Cedric would always talk about his family and how he just doesn't have anything in common with us. And they didn't show that a lot on our show, how connected me and Cedric were. He was truly my duo. I don't know what that other stuff was, but
Oh,
yeah,
I'm glad to hear that.
Okay, so the laziest influencer, there are 2 more people that want to come up, so I'm going to
Yes.
bring you down. And
Thank you so much, you guys. Great chatting. Have a great night.
You
Have a
too.
good night. Okay, so Tony, I'm going to bring you up next, and then Frankie, I'll bring you up. So I just invited you, Tony.
the line for Angela is crazy.
No, it's for both of you. Don't worry. Hi, Tony.
Hi, wait, is my mic on? Okay, I can see.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glowing. Hi. Hi, Say. Hi, Angela.
Hi.
Say, I follow you on Instagram. I send you like little messages and you always like giggle about them. You always call them funny. So I feel very like honored when you do that to make you laugh. But I guess my question, I joined the live a little late, so I do apologize if it's maybe repetitive, but there's 2 of them. So first question is, if Traders gives you a call right now, are you answering? And the second one for both of you, I guess, because Say you haven't watched Big Brother much, for Survivor, can we get your top 4? And then Angela, you can answer for both, if for both BB and for Survivor, if you have like a what people call Mount Rushmore. I'm restrained. I'm stepping away from using that term, so we'll just say top 4, or you could pick 5.
I'll let Say go first.
If Traders calls me with the right cast, if in my contract I'll put if Angela or Cedric are there, then I'll do it. Top 3, I adore Suri because I've met her in person. She's really kind.
Oh, I love Say.
Very good. She would calm me down if we played together. Another person who I think I would like to play with is Tony because we have the same energy, but I would just shoot it back out on. And maybe Carolyn. Maybe.
Oh,
Interesting.
It's a very interesting 3. That is like a very interesting 3, to say
It
the
is.
least.
It is.
I love that.
Wait, Say, your top 3 of all time or to play with?
To play with. Top 3 of all time is tricky because I don't think I watched enough of the older seasons. I would just be leaving them all out.
Okay.
But that's as much as I can answer the question.
Okay, that's true.
Well, I think that, I don't know if Say said it, but I think she would. You do Traders, right?
Yeah, I would do it with the right people.
We don't get to pick them, girl. Wait, this is Say. Wait, so who else do you want to cast on Traders? Give me their names. And she'd be like, okay, well, if you put this person and this person on, then I might consider it. I would do Traders. I don't care who's on it. I would do Traders any day of the week because that is an iconic show and I just love it. And I would love to be sneaky on there and just have so much fun. I would love to do it. I would love to have a redemption.
Traitor?
I would be a traitor. I would want to be a traitor.
Okay.
I knew you were going to say that.
Hell yeah. And then as far as Survivor goes, Sari actually, her story spoke to me the minute I saw her. I hadn't even thought about being on reality TV before seeing her. And I mean, I can't wait. I'm going to meet her in December, I believe. I cannot wait. I cannot freaking wait. I love her. I love Jared. I got to meet Jared a couple times, her son. Just love them overall. But my top is definitely Sari, Sandra, Tony, of course, and then probably, believe it or not, Rob. I love Rob. I've watched him play on so much, and I know I'm talking about more new generation here, but that's just top of mind right now, and those are the people I've kind of connected and rooted for a lot. I also liked Rupert, oddly enough. I thought he was very rough and rugged and fun and soft and all the things. Like, I thought he was great. And Yao Man is another one from Survivor that I absolutely love. I get to meet him too. So excited. They're just so many iconic people. And I think you're at the top of my list as well. I really love the way that you were such a thinker and such a planner and you were thinking 10 steps ahead. And I really love that in your gameplay. I also love that you winged things at certain times and knew when to kind of turn left real quick or turn right really quick. Like, I love that about your gameplay. So I think you would definitely be fun to watch on any show. Yeah, and I'm being honest about all of this.
I didn't even know you knew I existed.
Girl, of course. I love Survivor. I really, really do. And loved you on the show. I feel like you were robbed. I would have loved to see you go further.
Oh, absolutely robbed.
That would have been amazing. But you know what it is? You were too much of a threat. And they saw that. So, unfortunately, you had to go. But don't worry. You're not forgotten, girl. We all remember you and love you.
Shaheen, if you want to get in a box, request. Or if you don't know how, let me know and I'll invite you.
Betty, can I ask one follow-up question?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. So now that you both said yes to traders, can we get a little bit of tea? Who's one person you absolutely, if you see them walk into that castle or walk up to that castle, you're like determined to get them out regardless of whether if you're like a trader or not? Like,
say less, Matt.
Wait. Before you start, Angela, we don't want to hear that name that everyone's going to suspect you to say, that person that consistently says your name. Let's get someone else. Let's that person's irrelevant. They're never getting on trader. So let's say someone else.
Okay. Let's say go first because I need to think on this one for a minute.
Wait, what is the question? I suck. I'm over here watching TV.
The question was, what's one person that if they walk into that trader's castle or you see them in that trader's castle, you're determined to get them out? And it can be from any reality television show. It doesn't have to be from your season.
Oh, okay.
It could be like any like a housewife or whatever.
Okay,
Someone that should be on there.
It would be Nene Leakes and then Survivor related Q.
Not Nene. I freaking love her.
Me too.
I know, but she had such a big personality. There's no way. Like, if you don't get her out early, she's going all the way to the end.
True.
Yeah. For me, it'd be Poverty. Because she has this way about her, like the flirtation, even with women. And she just keeps going with that. So it'd be Poverty for me.
I appreciate your time. You guys both gave me very good gamer answers, and I was honestly looking for some more like drama type answers, but that's totally okay. I think your answers are both really great. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much, Betty, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And Shaheen, if you're down there, you should totally come in.
Tony.
Bye, Tony. Talk to you later.
Bye, Tony. Thank you.
Okay, well, Shaheen, do you want to come up? If you do, I will invite you. And they just have to accept. Okay, Frankie, I'm going to bring you up while he's mulling that over. Hi, Frankie.
He said he can't get in the bar. Doesn't know how to do it.
Hey,
I'm gonna invite him. I'm gonna invite him. Go ahead, Frankie.
Double test. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. OMG,
Hi,
the
Shiny.
legends. The
Wait a minute, is that
legend.
Shaheen getting in?
Yeah. Hi, Shaheen.
Yes.
Oh my God.
What's up, y'all? How we doing? It's good to hear your voices.
It's good to hear your voice, sir. Oh
How
my
we doing?
God.
How we doing?
This is
Too
iconic.
fun. Too fun.
I saw Say on live. I had to catch what Say was saying because Say's liable to say fucking anything.
Who are you,
No.
sir? Are you not?
I think Say might take the cake for liable to say anything.
Okay, that's fair. That's
For
fair.
sure.
But go ahead, Frankie.
Hi, y'all. Look at the legends. Sheena,
us.
the queen, Shaheen, the king, Angela, the queen. Say, can I just say that I fucking enjoy you, Angela. I enjoyed you, Say. I enjoy you, Shaheen. Like,
Yeah, we get it. We're fire. It is what it is.
I'm gonna try to be quick because forgive me, Sheena. I'm not used to TikTok. I'm familiar with Instagram and TikTok. So I do have one question. My first question for Angela. If you were to do Survivor, which three Big Brother players from your season would you like to play with?
Ooh, good one. So initially, I'd want to say Leah right off the bat, but I don't think that's her thing because I did talk to her about that. And she's like, "No, thank you." And oddly enough, Quinn had reached out to me when Survivor was doing cast. Oh God, I see. I want to say casting. Is that even a fucking word? I don't even know. Like,
Yes.
okay, good. When they were doing the casting for it, like. He asked me if I would want to apply because he was going to, but honestly, I think the kid would get me out immediately. So I wouldn't say him. I would probably go with Tucker.
Yes.
Believe it
I
or
knew
not,
you were gonna say
Chelsea.
Tucker. Yes, I knew it.
And probably either Cedric or Joseph.
Ooh, nice. I knew you was going to say Tucker and Chelsea, and I'm also a fan of Tucker and Chelsea as well. Like, that's a good answer. And then my question for you, Say, I know you started watching Big Brother just now, correct? Is that your first season?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you're familiar of how the game goes, or are you still processing?
I'm familiar. I feel like I understand the diary rooms, the blockbuster, the veto.
Okay, cool. So if you were to play Big Brother, which three Survivor players from your season would you like to play with?
Oh, this is easy. Shaheen, because we never got to play Survivor together.
Yeah,
Davey,
that was
because
so close.
that was crazy. That was the
crazy,
one
dude.
person I literally told them, because we had like a pre-interview before we actually hit the beach. I told them I want to work with the Surf Shack guy and the Muscly Man. And I literally got to work with either one of them.
The Surf Shack guy is an all-time read, dude. That's literally what I go for as like a personality type.
So it'd be Shaheen, David, and then I'm going to just throw Chick in there. The girl-wise, I think Bianca. Because y'all didn't get to see a lot of Bianca's intellect. She's a very savvy girl.
Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy smart.
Nice. Yeah, it's crazy that Bianca left so early. Gosh, I would love to.
The wrath of Cedric is untouched, my friend. The fucking wrath of that man.
Are you guys watching him right now on the challenge?
Cedric?
Oh no,
Yes.
Cedric from Survivor, Angela.
Oh, okay.
Not
Sorry.
young Cedric.
Is there a Cedric on this season of the challenge?
Yeah, but he's a Big Brother player. He's not a Survivor
sweet.
player.
Yeah.
And then I have a question for you, Shaheen. Let's just say, okay, so let's say if Joe and Eva didn't vote you out at 6, let's say if Mitch were to go
At 6. Yeah.
at the final five, in the event if Camilla didn't win immunity, which Siva, the last two Siva members, would you want out first?
I didn't care.
Kyle or Camilla?
I didn't care. Whichever ones the other people would have wanted, to be honest, made no difference to me. At that point in the game, my ego was big enough where I thought I was beating anybody that was left. And when you are in the position in the game where you're like, I can beat anybody left, then the game becomes, who gives a shit who goes home? You don't need to direct anything anymore. Just let them pick whoever they want and follow the leader.
Interesting.
Right? Like, why waste more capital trying to get something done? When you're trying to move the needle can move back at you. Just follow the crowd if you can.
That's interesting.
The hard part of that game of Survivor is making sure the crowd's not coming for you. Like, how do you do that? Well, you can't. If you have done the things that you need to do in order to win the game, it's hard to make sure the crowd doesn't come for you. Especially when you have eyebrows as good as mine. They do not blend in well with the fucking surroundings, you know?
Oh my God.
So.
That's interesting because what I saw 48, I swear the internet, like, it just threw me off, like, so yeah, I don't know how it threw me off, but coming to find out that you would have won sitting next to Joe and Eva. Did you know that?
I certainly thought it. I certainly thought it while I was out there. It's certainly what they told me when I got to Ponderosa. But here's the thing with Survivor players, man. They're fucking liars. You can never trust anything these people tell you, even after the game. You never know. This game is weird. It does weird things to your brain. Angela, I don't know if that happened to you after Big Brother. Like, you know, it's a different type of torture because you're out there for so much longer. And, you know, obviously the elements are like not the same type of thing. But did you feel like that when you got back? Did you feel like, fuck, man, I can't trust any of the things that my former cast members are saying to me. I don't know what to trust. I don't know who's trustworthy. They're continuing to play the game?
Oh, no. I think for me, like, my problem is that I just felt like, oh God, what's the right word? Like, I was, I guess I can't find the right word right now, but I wish that I didn't have the feelings I had towards Chelsea at the round table because she was playing a game and I felt a little jaded because she had lied to Leah, that I said that Leah did something and that she was the initiated starter of it other than Quinn, which is what I had told her. And all she was doing was playing the game, and good for her because she nearly had Mia and I in a fight. And so I can't blame her, but because she did that, I felt like it was such a personal attack when it wasn't. It was gameplay.
But
And
post-game, do you feel like the game still continued?
No, I don't. I feel like I've seen everybody.
Yeah.
I let that completely go. I've seen everybody. I voted for Chelsea to win. I realized it the next day after the round table that I was being stupid. And I knew she was the deserving winner, so of course I chose her. I went in there knowing the pairs that were going to be there, and I knew who I was going to pick depending on who was up for the final two. But no, to answer your question, I don't feel like anyone's lying to me. Like, I feel like we're not all supposed to get along. That's why we're put into a situation that we were. They were all different people, different walks of life to not get along. That's what makes good TV. And then when you came out, you're not supposed to be best friends with everybody. But I feel pretty lucky. I'm walking away with half the cast that I truly like, and I do have a relationship with them. The other half can kiss my ass. I don't care.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead, Shaheen.
I gotta head out, y'all. This is really fun. This is a blast.
Wait, Shaheen, can I ask you something before you leave?
Sure.
Two things. One, please follow me back, sir. Two, what is your biggest regret from the game?
Oh, geez, you're gonna go right at the heart of it. Biggest regret was probably not recognizing how close Kyle and Eva had got. That's probably my biggest regret in the game. If I had a little bit of a better relationship there with Eva at the end, I don't think that she would have been willing to flip on me. She was a loyal player. Kyle, like that was definitely something that appealed to her, that rhetoric, and Kyle made a stronger loyalty to her, or what she felt like was a stronger relationship with her. And so, yeah, that's probably the regret I have in the game. But I have, I don't know, a lot of regrets. I learned a ton playing Survivor. There's a lot of stuff that I learned about myself. So, I don't know. It's a tough game to win.
Well, you did great. You
Thanks,
did great.
baby. Oh, I appreciate
enjoyed
it.
watching you as well.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for coming up, Shahi.
You got it. Oh, I saw. Look,
Thank
I saw
you.
Say in here. I saw Angela. I saw you. I was like, all right, let's see what's going on in here. I know this is going to be entertaining. That's for sure.
It has been. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you
and if
got
you
it.
ever want to swing by again, we'll be here.
You got it, honey. All right, take it easy, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Dear Shawnee.
Bye.
And Sheena, I can't forget about you. I gotta ask you a question. But before I ask you a question, Angela, I just want to say I just appreciate you for just understanding that it's a game. I'm so happy that you voted for Chelsea, even though you and Chelsea were not on the same page, because y'all were going at each other, and y'all were right. Because y'all clock how dangerous y'all were to each other's game, but at the end of the day, I just want to appreciate and admire you for being a strong BB26 players who understands the game and didn't be bitter at the finale. I just love and appreciate that. And my question is for you, Sheena. Now that you made it clear that you would never do Survivor, so if you were to do Big Brother,
I wouldn't.
Well, you wouldn't do Big Brother?
No. I'm not living in a house with 16 other people and 2 toilets.
The toilet situation.
My shower. I have not shared my shower in like 20 years. Like I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I was gonna ask which Survivor players or Big Brother players would you like to align with, but
I will answer your question. So if I play the game, I'm 42 now. So I would love to play the game like with a Tiffany. I would align with her. I would love for Say to play Big Brother. I would align with her. I might try to feel you out, Angela. See what's going on. See if we can work together. But if not, it's cool. But I would try to align. I'm Black women first. So I would align with whatever Black women are in the house. And then people that were closer to my age is what I would do.
Interesting.
I love that answer.
Interesting. Well, all right, I'm for the go. It was nice talking to you and the queens. Say I love you. You were robbed of making it to jury. Hopefully, we'll see you play Survivor again, and hopefully you can win it. Angela, hopefully you come back and win Big Brother. And I am out of here. Love you, queens. Mwah.
Love you, Frankie. Bye. Thank you. Okay. So, Angela, I just have to say, I love what you just said about Chelsea. And that really means a lot to me because I think Chelsea is like one of the best Big Brother winners. So you are really winning me all the way over, Miss Murray.
Well, thank you. Did you watch the Jolene podcast? I really dug deep with that whole situation in our relationship.
No, but I will.
Yeah, you should. It's Jolene Munzer on YouTube. I really did talk about Chelsea and shed light on her and I's relationship and how, I went back to my hotel room that night before we had to go to the finale, and I really had to break it all down. And when I really took a look at it and I looked at how Chelsea played her game and how I had to do that about the 3 of them. There was Cam still, there was Mackenzie, and there was Chelsea. And I kept thinking about the different scenarios. Anybody up against Chelsea, Chelsea's winning. Sorry, gonna happen. I thought about when we were in the HOH room on lockdowns, when they were getting the house ready for the live eviction or for any of the games, we'd go into the HOH room for hours And it was in there that I noticed how Chelsea, most people are in there just jamming out to music, or they're, putting on makeup, or they're just talking to each other. Nothing. We can't talk game or anything like that. But you could see that Chelsea, she didn't really talk to anybody. She really took that time, I think, to get her head right, to get her thoughts right, to plan ahead, to really evaluate what was going to happen, how things were going to happen. I think she was always 10 steps ahead of everybody. And for that reason alone, and just her gameplay, she was a little messy here and there, I'm not going to lie, even with me. But for the most part, she stayed true to who she was going to be with. She didn't flip and flop. She really was a strong player. And she was able to be, I was an emotional player. She's not. She plays more level-headed and things like that. So obviously, we're going to pick the better person in the end, and it was her. I can't be. That was the word I was looking for, was bitter earlier. Like I was bitter at the round table because I was taking things personal when they weren't personal. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I absolutely know what you mean. And I think it's so big of you to say that, and I have so much respect for you for saying all that. So I'm going to ask the same question to you two ladies that I asked Shaheen. Whichever one of you wants to go first. What is your biggest regret in the game that you played?
Do you want to go
Being
first?
on Bula. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Well, you didn't have any control over that, though. What is your
That was my biggest regret. I should have said oh my God, this is easy. I don't even know why I didn't say this. Telling the boys about my idol. That was a massive mistake.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Angela?
Yes, I feel so bad. I would talk more. I just feel like my Wi-Fi is cutting in and out, and Angela's is so clear.
We hear you fine. We hear you fine. I said
You
the
got
same
begging
thing
voice right now
yesterday.
because I'm in bed ready to go to sleep. But so my voice is weird. But like for me, I look back on the whole thing, and there's a lot of things that I wish I hadn't said, done, how some of the ways I reacted. But what can you do? You're not planning for all this stuff to go down. You're not planning for different ways that people are going to talk to you. And you have to know the live feeds are freaking down, cut in and out. Just know what the live feeds show of Matt and myself in the HOH room. Live feeds were cut. Live feeds were cut. When I said, you're scaring me, it wasn't because of what you guys saw. It wasn't because of what they aired. Okay, just know that. But my biggest regret is not when Mackenzie pulled me up. We went in the fish room and she said, listen, I'm going to put Lee on the block. And I'm going to take chemo down. My biggest regret is not having more of a heart-to-heart with her and saying, listen to me right now. You have Chelsea and Cam in your corner over here. That's a sure thing. You've got Leah and I in your corner over here. That's a sure thing. Why would you not take out somebody else when you have the majority of the house who loves you and will stand by you? Why would you take out an ally? Why would you take out Leah? Why do you keep me on the block next to her? This makes no sense to me. And if I could have convinced her of that, I wish I could have. Maybe it wouldn't have worked. A lot of people say when I talk to them about that, they say it wouldn't work. But I should have given it all I had to try. That's my biggest regret.
Yeah, you can.
And also take back the idol thing, because they make them a group project. Like, they're so incredibly hard to open. I almost wish they'd go back to just hiding it somewhere and we can find it, because then you have a little bit more agency in your game. I think they made them more difficult, so you have to clue people in. Like, I had no choice.
I said that too.
Yeah.
So, Say, do you still talk to most of the people from your season? Or no?
I'm very picky, to be honest with you. If you met me in real life, I am a really good judge of character. And I don't do well, because I work in the entertainment field, with people who just want to be famous. I just don't. I want authentic relationships. So the people that I talk to for my cast, I think that they're genuine, and we would be friends even outside of the show. Like, it's not them just wanting to do a TikTok with me just so we can get clout. Like, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm old, so I'm very select too. I mean,
That's why
I don't open the door for everybody to know who I am. I just don't. I'm very
Right.
select about that. And that's why it's weird because I gatekeep about myself and my feelings and stuff. So I didn't give everybody who I was in the house. They got very surface level. It was only a few people that I really shared who I am. And outside of the house, I share a little bit more with certain people. But again, like I don't give everybody access to me.
Yep, it's so important. And it's like I read people very well, so I'm like, okay, this is real, this is authentic. I actually care to tell you about my life story. And I think that was the thing in the game. So many people kept telling me, you need to open up more, you need to open up more. I don't know you. Why would I tell you my deepest, darkest secret?
Agreed.
Yeah, that's hard because they just expect you to do that. And you have to I'm much like that as well. I'm a little bit of an open book, but it depends on who you are.
Alex, if you have a big question,
but Cedric, he knows so much
to the
about
live goal, and I'll bring you up. I'm sorry, what did you say? What did you say? I'm
sorry. No, you're fine. Cedric knows so much about me, and I do kind of lean towards older people because I just feel like I tend to I grew up around much older women, and I just feel like they have so much wisdom to pass on to me. There's nothing that a younger person can tell me that I don't already know. It's kind of my mindset.
Yes. Which
kind of hurt me because I worked with a lot of the older people on the cast. Like that was my thing.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, since
that's why I think I would work with Will. That's why I love Will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Since you mentioned Cedric, let me ask you this. So that tribal where he was going back and forth between you and Justin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were you like in your mind, Cedric, what in the utter fuck? Like you and me are super close. We're working together. How is this even any choice at all? Like, is that because as a viewer, I was furious at him because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, obviously you have a better relationship with Say. Say pointed out that he's lied to you. She never lied to you. Why are we not back at the camp already?
Right. And there's so much of it that they didn't show. I actually cursed Cedric out because I was so like, out of all people, I was telling him everything. I think that's why it hurt more is because I was telling him my secrets. I was actually telling him things about my life. And so I cared about him. I had more like, I had a dog in this fight in a way. Like, you are the one that I'm actually pouring into. And this is what I wanted to avoid coming into the game. The reason why I wasn't opening up to people, because I am an emotional player. Angela made a great point, but I'm only emotional with the people that I allow to open that door, if you will, or get to know me. Then I have something to fight for. So it was so frustrating. And I know that editors protected me in that way because I blew up. I was like, let this be a joke, because I protected Cedric, which y'all didn't see. The first few votes, they were pushing for him so hard. They were like, he's so old, he can't put his feet over the boat. They were making all these disparaging comments about his age. And I was like, no, like, I'm not going to get rid of him. That doesn't make sense. So I fought for him, all those votes. And that's why I blew up, because I was like, I protected you. And the one time I needed you to protect me, you weren't doing it. So that makes sense. Could y'all hear that?
Oh yeah, no, we heard it. And I completely, even without what we did not see, I completely agree with you. But I did bring Alex up. Alex wants to ask you a question.
Hi, you guys. I was actually in your live earlier. Just wanted to say love you. And I actually had a question for you. Something that I was thinking about is I'm in the Survivor fandom. I end up on Twitter a lot, so I end up live tweeting. But something that was very interesting during that season was, of course, I guess the somewhat rivalry between you and Mary. And something that I was actually interested in was if there was any talking with you guys afterwards. And actually something I was curious about was, of course, during while the show was airing, obviously, and seeing how people was reacting with you and Mary, people tend to lean towards Mary's side. Something I was almost wondering was, did the Survivor fandom almost influence Mary's decision of just maybe there not being any type of recollection again, or maybe you guys already was just like, you know what, we're just not going to talk with each other or anything like that, just because it almost seemed like it
Yep.
was we love Mary and hate Say type of vibe. And I hate how that felt, because it was just like, I actually love that it seemed like both of you had respect for your games, at least, even though it's like, okay, I know we're not going to work together, but at least I respect each other. And so I thought that respect would happen outside of the game, and unfortunately it didn't. And I feel like maybe that had a little bit of influence to do with the Survivor fandom. So I was so curious by that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Because this is such a freaking amazing question, and the way you
It is.
dissected it is perfect. There's so many pieces. Let me start here. Before the show even aired, I called her, I sent her a long text message, and now you'll understand later. I'm going to get to the end part, but I got to start here. I was like, I don't know what's going to be shown. I don't know. Because I think in the game, you kind of black out. You do whatever. You're not eating. Like, I knew there were things that I wouldn't do in my real life that I was like, say, that wasn't the best version of you. So I went out, I sent an apology. She was very receptive. She cried on the phone. And there were so many other things in the show because nobody liked Mary. She was crying, and I'm the one who went up to her and hugged her and consoled her. But that didn't fit the narrative, so they didn't air it because that wasn't my story arc. My story arc was not compassionate. I was never going to be compassionate, never going to be shown as compassionate. So that was the other piece that frustrated me a little bit. And to your point, because you made a fantastic point, before the show even aired, she was like, yes, this is great. We are so great. It was calling me every day. We were talking damn near every day. We were talking all of the time. And then when she saw the public reception to her, because she is the underdog, so they're going to root for her, she fed into that and was spreading, quite honestly, disparaging comments that weren't true. The narratives were not real, because these are one of the people that I feel like are very performative in the sense of, you like this shit. You like the clout. I'm not like that. I'm going to be me 100% of the time. What you see is what you get. Like, I'm not doing it for cameras. Even in the show, this never aired, she came up to me, she was like, you're going to be so famous. You're getting so much camera time. Like, this is what you're here for. So that clicks for me. And I do think, because I think you made an amazing comment, all of that hype around them being like, oh, we hate Say, fueled her to be like, yes, I'm a fan favorite. Like, they love me. And she would just give them more and more to feed off of. And I think the thing that kind of boiled over for me was her exit press, because even after, right before she even did her exit press, she was like, you carried yourself so well in yours. Like, I promise I'm going to have the same energy. I'm so glad we resolved things. And y'all weren't, not everybody was at that thing that happened in Atlanta. But she came up to me several times and was like, I'm so glad we're friends, and was like all over me. So that's why I blew up on Twitter. I was like, this is not real. You are not who you are perceiving yourself or like putting out into the world. Like, you are very much scared in real life. Like, you can't be the hype man on the internet and then be scary when you see me. Like, it's so strange. So I hope that answered your question. It was very frustrating.
Wow, that did, because it solved a lot of puzzles, because I'm personally seeing this from a third party perspective, and I love just seeing how everyone is reacting to, of course, obviously we don't see everything that transpire that happens on the island or even afterwards and everything. And so that provides so much more insight, because of course, coming from your perspective, from the audience anyways, it'd be like, oh, she's just talking mess again. Oh, she's just da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, and me personally, I was like, no, guys, I promise there's so much more than this. Because I promise, I swear, it was, I guess, during those first few weeks of watching Survivor and everything, and seeing specifically Mary, actually, and it's, again, no shade towards her, but I feel like the online became a little bit more apparent because she was the underdog. I mean, even during the time then, I loved your gameplay, but I also loved her underdog story too. So, I was rooting for both parties and I loved looking at it, but I was like, okay, Mary's getting a little confident over here. So I was like, okay, there has to be a little bit more to the story. So no, that provided so much clarity, actually. So I thank you for that.
No, thank you for giving me the space, because I was told, I can't give too much detail, but I was told to like keep it to yourself. Like, we'll never see her again by important people. We'll never see her again, but you have other opportunities here. So like, this is the first time talking about it. I appreciate it. You caught me at a good time.
I'm so happy about that. And Angela, I actually have a question for you. I loved you on on Big Brother too. So
Thanks, Alex.
I was wondering actually. I recently was watching a video on YouTube actually, and I wanted to get your insight with this one vote. And it involves you, Chelsea, Mackenzie, I believe Leah too. I want to say, but it was the Joseph eviction, I believe. And I think it was Joseph and Chemo, I believe, who were on the block together.
Yep.
And something that is always so interesting on Big Brother is that when the final speeches happen, something that was interesting about this YouTube video is the very first person ever to persuade someone during the final speech to change the vote, which was kind of shocking. And I was really thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, because if you saw Mackenzie and Chelsea, they were looking really choked up. And I saw your reaction. You were really choked up. Did you want to end up changing your vote too at the time? I think you stuck with voting out Chemo, but did you want to change it at that moment?
Of course I did, but Leah put a veto around my neck, and she asked me to please vote to send Chemo home because she needed Joseph to stay as one of her numbers. The same happened with Quinn. And do I feel stupid as hell? Yes. But at the same time, Leah put that veto around my neck and saved my game. I'd have been gone. I had been gone. And
Yeah.
wouldn't even had an opportunity to have a voice at all. So because she did that and she showed, her allegiance to me, I had to show it back. Now, did it hurt? Yes. T-Core had come to me and said to me before that vote that she had spoke to Chelsea, and Chelsea said that she was going to keep Chemo. And so I quickly ran to Chelsea because I didn't want to be on the wrong side of the votes. I ran to Chelsea and I asked her, I said, did T-Core talk to you? T-Core's right behind me. And she's like almost right there. And Chelsea shook her head. Oh, no, no, no. And so I thought I was voting with the house still and Chemo would go home. But I was on the wrong side of the votes. I still would have done it though, because like I said, Leah, my allegiance was to her at that moment. She saved my game. So I had to vote her way. It was the right thing to do for her. But ultimately, Chemo, yes, I think he did persuade people to save him because he's a very emotional player as well. And, he's just so lovable. And you wanted him to be there because he was truly a fan of the show like myself. And you could see it in everything he said and everything he did. And he really did want to be there. So I'm glad that he stayed, to be honest with you. I'm really glad that he stayed.
Very much. And you know what? I feel like in that moment, I'm glad you explained that to me well, because I feel like that brought you and Leah even closer together, because I feel like I always saw you guys together, but I feel like it was that moment during that duration that really brought you guys even closer. And I love the relationship that you guys have, like in the house, and even outside of the house, I believe. I'm not sure. I haven't kept too much of it.
Yes.
Very,
I love
almost
her.
like another daughter, basically.
Yeah, I love her, but she doesn't like the thought of that. She has a really good mom and everything, and she has a good sister, so she loves just to call us friends, and I'm so down with that. I'm so good with that. I love that girl very, very much. And believe it or not, guys, I still love and care about Mackenzie, as crazy as that is. But I had no idea, all the things that were going on that she was saying in the house. And I truly don't believe that she feels that way. I don't.
I think that
naive,
being
but I
in the
don't.
house,
I don't think that's naive. Like, it's just like you said, you're playing a game, and
Yeah.
the game is over now. So
Yeah.
I think that when you're in that house, I mean, obviously I don't know, but when you're in that house, emotions run high. It looks like an extravagant prison. I would say, no shade or anything. I
Hell
feel like
yeah.
it's so
Hell yeah, it is.
lovely in the beginning, like that first maybe week, 2 weeks, even maybe that first month is like, oh my gosh, I'm in the Big Brother house, and then suddenly it's just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I
the
am
walls
in here
start to
for a
feel like
long
they're
time.
closing in. Yeah, the walls start to close in on you. The nice thing about Say's situation is she's out in the open all the time, and that kind of probably feels like a breath of fresh air. But inside that Big Brother house, you're locked in there sometimes for 5 days without fresh air because they're setting up a game, and it can take up to 5 days sometimes. So
Yes.
you are inside without sunlight, you don't get fresh air. You're just locked up in a house without windows. It's very, very much, it's difficult on your psyche. Let me tell you that right now.
I
It's hard.
remember hearing, I believe it was an after interview with Suri, I believe, where they were like, "Would you do Big Brother or Survivor?" She was immediately like, "Survivor."
Yeah, she did say, I saw that same interview and she said, Big Brother, no shade towards anybody, but she said Big Brother is definitely more difficult and harder. I mean, I think it's the duration though. It's 3 months.
Yeah. So 3 months.
Both games are really, really hard. They both have their negative things, like sleeping out with the bugs, spiders, and snakes in the wild. That can't be easy. Both things have pretty bad things that you're dealing with. So equally as bad, I guess. Just different aspects of it.
Absolutely. That will, you guys, that was it for me. That was all the questions I had. I just wanted to say thank you so much. I hope that those were intriguing questions.
No,
we're
great
so
job.
good.
Spur the moment, Alex. Great job.
Thank you so much.
And I just wanna say something about your answer, Say, before Alex drops down. This is what I want to say. So I have not been a Survivor fan as long as I've been a Big Brother fan. But what I will tell you is I'm talking to you now. I've talked to you on Twitter before. I've talked to Mary on Twitter before. I've interviewed other Survivor players on Twitter Spaces. And what I will say is that the fandoms of almost every reality show, whether it's Survivor, whether it's Big Brother, whether it's RuPaul's Drag Race, whether it's Traders, whatever it is, there is a lot of anti-Blackness in these fandoms. And I know because I'm in all of them. And I think that what certain people don't understand is that when you play into what Mary is playing into, sometimes you are playing into anti-Blackness. And I feel like that's what she did. Because in a lot of her exit press, she would say something negative about you. I never once saw her say anything negative about Eva when Eva literally told me you're eating too much and y'all are on a diet and starving. She never brought it up. She never mentioned it. And so I feel like she very much played into you, Say, as a Black woman being the villain. And me, as a Black woman, I did not appreciate that. So I'm not a fan. I'm not interested. I said something to her on Twitter and she blocked me. But it's just like, you need to be aware of when you're in the public eye, what you're doing. And you need to be aware of the dynamics that are at play. And I feel like what she did, and other people from other seasons have done it as well. What she did, Venus did it as well, is actually very harmful. And it's not just going in an interview and talking and giving your opinion. So while we're having this discussion, I wanted to say that also.
I completely agree. Yeah. I think
hold on, Alex. I think Say wanted to say something. Go ahead, Say.
Oh, yes.
No, I think that was such a great observation. I think that Alex, a lot of the fan base struggle to dissect what's actually separating what you're being shown from reality. Like, it's easy to be like, Say is evil, Say is vindictive, Say is chaotic. But name one moment where I was actually chaotic. Give me one. And they can't. Even after the game, there's lots of apologizing, lots of wanting to hang out with me. And it's like, no, I can't give you that because of the way you carried yourself on the internet. I'm not doing it.
I completely agree. It's very hard watching the show. As a Black person, I'll be completely honest, because Black people aren't allowed to be the villain. And, we aren't allowed to be seen in any type of negative light because it's going to really damage somebody's character compared to people who have done far worse. And to be honest, we're seeing it with this season, actually. It's happening right now with Mickey, unfortunately. And don't get me wrong, again, was not a fan of the gameplay from this last week at all. But then seeing a lot of the comments, it started getting very personable very personal about her hair, about her attitude, about so many assumptions and everything. And it sucks because it just can't be a bad person playing a game. It has to be a black woman and her character, and it's hard. It's hard to watch at times, and I think that's the only thing that takes me away from the Big Brother Survivor experience. I would like to mention one thing. My very first season that I ever watched of Big Brother actually was Big Brother 15, and that almost led me to not even watch this show at all, because I'll never ever forget watching the live feed. It was when I believe it was that night that Howie had to carry Candace away after arguing with Aaron and the girls, with them being racist and everything like that. So everybody knows that part about what happened with Candace. What we didn't see, however, was Howie later that night was in another room, bawling his eyes out and praying, because he was like, God help me, survive with these people, basically. I can't remember everything he was saying, but his head was down. He was in tears. And I was just like, I don't know if I can watch this show because, you can't do anything. We can't, be the person who talks back or something like that, or else we're going to be seen worse than the person who was literally, telling Helen to go make rice or something, like, you know what I mean? It was so difficult to watch, but that's reality television for you. It's real TV. It's people who actually behave like this. It's a social experiment. And so, though I find it interesting, it can be very hard.
It's such a good observation. Such a great question.
Very much. But outside of that, leaning on the good note, love you guys' gameplay. I just wanted to say that. Sorry if that got very heavy.
No,
Yeah, that was so good.
This is a black space. We're here to talk about these issues. I talk about stuff like this all the time. So, no.
Thank you guys so much. And I'll let you guys keep chatting and everything, and I can slowly get myself out. I have no idea how to get myself out. So
Don't worry about it. I'll remove you.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good night.
Have a good night.
You too, Alex.
Okay, Angela, I know you said you're like, girl, I got to go to bed. So do you need to go to sleep? I don't want to keep you up.
Let's do five more minutes, and then I'm going to go out because this little boy's going to wake up early.
Okay, so the queens have 5 more minutes. If you want to come up and ask a question, you need to donate to the live goal. Otherwise, you can ask it in the chat, and if you see it, I will ask it. But this has been so amazing and so iconic. Probably the most iconic live I've ever done, because I've never had multiple reality TV players on at the same time. So this is hands down the most iconic live I've ever had. So thank you both so much for doing this. It literally means the entire world to me. Because I am such a huge fan of yours, and I've always wanted to get a chance to talk to you, and I didn't think I was going to. And Angela, you have made me a fan of yours. And so I am so excited that I got to talk to you and experience that. And so this has been really amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Sheena.
Aww. That's so sweet.
Y'all are so sweet. Okay, here's my question for both of you. Is there anything that you want to say right now that the public doesn't know that you want us to know?
I think it's usually the people who are the most chaotic. I use the word chaotic, but I don't mean it. But the people with the biggest personalities have the biggest hearts.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I would say, like, just because it comes to my attention nearly every freaking day, somebody sending me something that somebody likes to post on their podcast, or, just put a lot of shade my way or whatever, or call me names like a bully or whatever. You have to have a thick skin when you go into the public eye, and when you go and live your life and try and navigate through something that you've never done before. You're going to have a lot of people that like to put shade your way, call you names, not like you, whatever. And then you have a lot of people that love you. And so you try to focus on that. But I think it's just when the narrative just keeps going and going and going and it doesn't end. Like, it's been a freaking year already. And it's like, oh my gosh, when is it going to ever stop? But here's the truth. And I even said this on Jolene Munzer's podcast last week, is that on finale night, Matt came to me at the rooftop party, and he was not taking no for an answer. He was wanting me to get on TikTok with him and do battles and make money. And he was like, I'll help you with your social media. You don't have a lot of followers. Let me help you with your social media. Like, we could battle. We can make so much money together. You have no idea. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't even know what fucking TikTok battles are.
By the way.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm a 51-year-old lady. Like, I don't even know what that is. I'm not doing that with you. And first of all, like, we haven't like been able to see eye to eye at all anyway. No pun intended. But I was like, I don't want to do that with you. And now I'm public enemy number one, who destroyed his life when he wanted to make TikTok battles with me. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So like, I want people to know, like, he was totally down with like doing something like that with me. But since I said no, now he hates me.
T.
Yeah. So I don't mind sharing that.
I got a question for you, Say. I don't know if you're going to answer it, but I'm going to ask you. So when you were on Twitter and you were talking to Star and you said you need to stop protecting people who are like harmful to you or don't have your back or something like that, who were you talking about?
I'll just say that the network does a really great job of showing all of the great things Eva says, but not the real things Eva says. And I think Star has gone out of her way to also protect her image, that girl's image, but to the detriment of Star. And it's like, there's so much I don't know about an actual situation that contractually I can't discuss. But like, just that.
Okay, I got you. This is something for both of you as well. I know that both of you probably get a lot of social media hate. So what is your advice for navigating that?
I'll go first.
Say you're breaking up really, really bad.
Oh my gosh. Can you hear me now? It's so bad.
That's a bit better.
So ghetto. Can you hear me now?
That's worse. Angela, do you want to go while Say finds a spot?
Sure. I think when the minute my kids came and they were literally outside the Big Brother gates, they were like, there's a lot of people that are going to say some mean things to you, and there's a lot of people that love you. If you can at all, like, ignore all of that and just know that you have more love than you do. People are throwing shade your way, and it's absolutely true. I do. I'm not going to lie. I'm a person. I'm human. I'm going to feel emotion. I'm going to feel, sad when I read some things, and some people come for me like it's crazy. They come for me like with torches or something, like they hate me. But the thing is that they don't know me, so I have to keep that in perspective. The show only shows so much, and there's a lot of layers to people. So to just judge off of seeing me on a TV show where you're not seeing every single moment and all the layers, like, that's their loss. I think that I wouldn't have the friends or the family that I keep if I were a terrible person. So I had to keep in perspective that I know who I am, and the people that I share my life with know who I am. So that's the only thing I can say, is I just try to not read all that stuff because it's nonsense.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, guys, it was my earphones. Anyways, I think, first of all, Angela, fantastic answer. Aside from knowing who I am, I also clap back. Like, I have time to argue all of the time. I love to argue, and especially with people who think they know me more than I know myself. But I think the hard part was for my family to see the things that were being said about me. Like, my sister took a really... oftentimes have the biggest hearts. Like, if you met me in real life and we became friends... Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it bad? Can you hear me?
Oh, now it's better.
If you met me in real life and we became friends... If you met me in real life and we became friends, you would fall in love with me. I tell, like, literally everyone from the casting department was like, you are so rare and we've never met anyone like you. I just love hard, but I also play hard too. And I'm very intense because I work in the entertainment industry. There's very few people that look like me. And so I have to be intense in those spaces. And I just wasn't able to separate the two. So that's what I would say.
I love that. I think those were two really good answers. But even with all the hate that the two of you have gotten, you do not have any regrets about being on reality TV, right?
None at all.
Say.
No, I don't have any regrets.
Did you anticipate, given that you both are large personalities, that would happen? That you might get some negative response or no?
They told us before going in, they did a lot of intense like therapy with us to find out if we could handle that kind of feedback and that kind of criticism. And so we fully expected that we were going to have haters, and they told us we would. No matter if we played the perfect game, you're always going to have spectators that don't like you. So we already anticipated it.
Just
Same. I knew I was acting crazy.
That's really great to hear. And again, it means the entire world to me that the two of you did this and took your time to talk to us. We're all such big fans of yours. And so thank you so much for taking your time to do this on a random Wednesday night. You both said 5 more minutes. And so I don't want to try to hold you or keep you because that's what I would normally do. But I know it is very late. So if you have any words that you both would like to leave us with, I would really appreciate it. And then I will let you go.
Thank you. I'm going to hang up.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Say.
Bye.
Bye, Say.
Bye, Say. Do you have any final words for us, Angela?
Sure. I think that, judging somebody off of TV, even I'm guilty of doing that too, watching Big Brother, Survivor, different shows. I'm really guilty of, we all have our villains we love to hate. We all have the people we're rooting for. And sometimes they change our minds depending on what we're seeing. But I think that I've learned a lesson now being on the other side of it is that I'm not going to be so quick to judge people. Like, I'm really going to take the time to watch it through. Of course, you have your people you're going to root for, and your people that you're maybe not going to. But as far as just judging them or anything like that, I've never been one anyway to throw hate to anybody on social media anyhow. But, I mean, you have thoughts sometimes like, oh, I bet they're such a bitch in real life or whatever. But to be honest with you, I don't think I've learned a lesson. I am not going to judge somebody off of what they are pictated like on television. I'm just not. And so I think that was a gift that I was given by getting the opportunity to be on the other side.
Well, you know what, Angela? You have taught me a lesson. And I never thought I would be telling you that because I did judge you when you were on the show. And I did say a lot of harsh things about you. I'm not going to lie. But talking to you now and the insight and the perspective that you have now, I am so incredibly impressed by. And I think you're absolutely right. And that is a lesson for me to not be so quick to judge and not be so quick to say nasty, negative things. And so I really, really appreciate you being here and being on my platform. It means a lot to me. And I'm glad that I had the opportunity to say that to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not seeing what you said about me, but it's probably not something I haven't seen before.
It's probably not something you want to see. Full disclosure.
It's okay. It's okay. If you don't mind me asking, I'd be very curious to know what your opinion of me was before. And trust me, I have a thick skin. It's okay.
I just thought, so first of all, now you told us, you said we did not see everything that Matt did. And so I think it would have made a lot more sense have we seen it. But at the time, I was like, what is she doing? She completely fucked up her social game. Because I was rooting for you so much because you were an older woman. And because, you're not, I don't know what you look like right now, but you were not super thin. I obviously am not thin. And so I was like, she is a not thin older woman. I'm rooting for her. I want her to do well. I want her to go far. And so when that happened, I was just like, Angela, what are you doing? And then with the whole like T-Core situation, I was just like, I love T-Core. I'm a T-Core stan. So
Yeah.
it was like, oh my God. And then you were like trying to get her out, which game-wise makes sense because she had an incredible social game. She had an incredible social game. Everybody loved her. She got evicted and the whole house was fucking crying. Like, that's somebody that needs to go. So from a game standpoint, I get it. But I just loved her so much. And I feel like some of the things that you would say in your conversations with Leah about it, I did not care for and I did not like. And I was like, Angela, come on. Like, give me a break. But it's like, you know, you're being filmed 24/7. You're in a house. You are in Janky World. You know, you're going to say some not great things. It's really not that big of a deal. But at the time, I was having to defend T-Core so much that I was just like, oh, here Angela is saying another thing. And I was just like, ugh. And I was just mad. And, you know, I did say some B words. I apologize. I did say some B words.
Don't worry about it.
But, like, I think I was upset because I was rooting for you so hard. And I felt like Angela could have won. And then she completely fucked her social game. But with all those times that you got saved with the veto, I think if you had made it to final two, you would have had a very good case. You would have had a very good case had you made it to final two.
Yeah, definitely. And totally I understand your points, like with Matt and everything. Please understand that when we had our conversation, live feeds do cut because they want to be able to use some material for the show. And then some of the material gets cleared that they cut for the show to see if they can put it in. And, you know, they don't have time to put up. We had an hour conversation in my HOH room, an hour nearly. And so there's no way they can put that into the show. And they cut a lot of it. Don't know why, but there was a lot of things that were said that you're never going to hear from his perspective. And he should never have ever come at me the way that he did. And he never once even considered to apologize to me outside of the house or even in the house for what take responsibility for what he said. Now, when I came down the stairs and I was calling the man Crazy Eyes, when I was in sequester for 2 weeks, I watched Orange is the New Black. And what did they call Suzanne? They called her Crazy Eyes. She used to bug out her eyes when she was like, you know, getting intense about something. Well, Matt was doing the same damn thing. So that's where I got Crazy Eyes from. Where did I get Twit? Matilda. I watched Matilda just before going in the house with my granddaughter. So, I mean, these names that I called these people were literally things that I watched on TV that I thought were funny. And I didn't plan to call them those things. I think they just they were in the back of my mind. And I think it just kind of came out. That's where I think I got those things from. I just thought it was, I don't know. I think it's hilarious when I look back at it now and I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if that's why I said that. Because I watched those things and it seemed PG-13, like it could be said on TV. It wouldn't be a big deal. I didn't call him foul names or anything like that. Had nothing to do with race at all. And as far as T-Core goes, I have no issues with T-Core at all. She's a strong player. You said it right. She had a strong social game. Everybody loved her. She was never, ever once put up on the block. And I was like, oh my God, she's so well insulated. Like, what is happening right now? And so for me, like when I was telling Leah, like, we got to put her up because she's not been put up before. I didn't press the issue with Leah because she definitely made it clear to me that when Quinn was trying to beg for me to stay up and her not to play that veto on me, she didn't like people telling her how to play her game or how to use her power. So I didn't influence Leah too much. I let her kind of make that decision on her own. But that was probably the only bad things I remember saying about T-Core, but I don't know what you remember or what, if you can enlighten me, because I don't remember saying anything bad about her before.
Well, somebody else mentioned something in the chat that something else I do want to say to you while you're here. So that whole like debacle with like Quinn and then T-Core came in the bathroom when you went up to him and you were like, that's the group right there. And you were telling him like, oh, I was trying to say that's the group that I want to work with. Watching it on the show for me as a Black viewer, when you did that and you said that's the group right there, and then we look and the group is all the black people in the house did not look good. Because
No, I
our
completely see that.
interpretation of it, what'd you say?
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Our interpretation of it was that you were saying that's the group to look out for. Like that they're like, oh, why are all the black people together? That's how we were taking it, especially after what Kyle did on his season. So for some of us as black viewers, that's what we thought you were doing. And so we're like, oh, Angela's a Karen. Angela's from Utah. Like, you know, so that was another thing. So if you want to say anything about that, you can.
Yeah, I definitely will. So just to take it back a little bit, because you said I'm from Utah. Actually, I was born and raised in Long Beach, Compton.
Okay.
So you should know that. I went to school with Snoop Dogg. You should know that too. I lived in a very diverse community. Hell yeah, I did. And our sons ended up playing football together as they got older. So I know his family very well. Listen, I can completely understand how that looked on television. I do. And it's so sad how it was pictated. I understand. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. But just know that I grew up in a very diverse community, wouldn't have it any other freaking way. If you knew my life, you knew who my friends were, and you knew everything, you would say, oh, wow, totally different. I don't see her that way. The only mistake I made in that house was not explaining myself better and also not giving T-Core an opportunity to explain herself and listen to her feelings. If I could go back and change that, I'd do that in a heartbeat. I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. I went to her later on and I explained to her how sorry I was and that I didn't hear her out. But in that moment, I wish I had. But I did go to her later and I explained to her, oh my God, I had no idea how your feelings, how that could have impacted you, how you would have felt. I apologize. I listened to her story. I listened to her talk to me and tell me how she felt in those moments. And I apologize deeply. And I truly mean it to this day. I didn't mean it in that way. In fact, half of the people out there were people that Quinn and I were already working with, including T-Core. So I wish that people could see it from my way. And I don't remember everything that was shown online or on TV as far as live feeds go. I don't know what was cut, what wasn't, what was shown. A lot doesn't get shown. So it does look that way, and it does hurt me that it looked that way. And the way I handled it was wrong, really wrong. And I wish I could take that back, but I don't have any feelings like trying to point out a group just because they were all black. No. If you really knew me, you would know that that is just not the case. In fact, I was so depressed after that happened. And I'm not trying to act like I have my feelings mean more than T-Core's, because absolutely they don't. But I was so hurt and so sad because I was like, oh my God, I don't want these people that I love to think I'm trying to segregate, because that is not who I am. That is not what I'm about. And so that was very hurtful for me. But at the same time, I have to value also how T-Core was feeling, or any of the people that were sitting out there that night. Because that's not how I meant it at all. And I know it looks completely another way. And I know I don't even have to like sit and explain this, but I really want to, because it's not how I felt at all. I love everybody in that fucking cast, even Matt. So just know that I know how it looks, but how it was nothing like previous seasons where people had issues like that, because I don't have issues like that at all. I love all people, and just know this too. I see color, vibrant and beautiful, and I'm proud of all color, period.
This is what I'm going to say to you. What you just said about that you realize that you handled it the wrong way, that is the important part. Because watching it, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, Angela's like, you should have handled that. She's trying to tell you and you're not listening, but you understand that. And of course, we all, like, you're a white woman. That's what you are. You're going to have blind spots. You're going to need to be taught things. You're going to need to be able to listen, and you're going to need to be able to learn. It's not that you made the mistake. It's that when it's brought to your attention, what are you going to do? Are you going to take it as an opportunity to grow and learn and be better? Or are you going to get defensive and resist? And you've taken it as an opportunity to grow and learn and be better. And there's nothing I can do but respect that. I have privileges myself. I don't know everything. I try to always do the right thing. But if I'm wrong and somebody brings it to my attention, I'm going to learn and I'm going to correct it, and it's not going to happen again. That's what we need people to do. It's not that we need people to be perfect. It's that when it's brought to your attention, make the correction and apologize and say, I'm not going to do it again. That's what we need people to do.
Oh, yeah. And I completely understand that. In the moments when you're living under that situation where you have anything you do and everything you say is extremely scrutinized, and even the best intentions can look completely opposite from what you're trying to do or what you're trying to say and what you're trying to convey. And I think it was just like, it threw me literally off because, and it did so much so because I didn't mean it in that way. Like, that's the group. It was more, that's the group I want to work with, not the group I want to point out as a group that was trying to form something out there. You know what I'm saying? And so when it was brought to my attention, I was immediately, here's what was going through my mind. Quinn knew that I knew he had the power. Arguably, I thought I was the only one in the house that knew that he had it. And so I'm thinking he is trying to do whatever he can, hang on whatever I'm saying, do whatever he can to put a spotlight on me to get me the hell out so that I don't reveal he has the power without me knowing that he's behind it. So that was immediately what popped into my head, and that's why I took him aside. I was like, what the hell are you doing? What are you trying to say? What are you doing right now? And he did admit in the house that that's what he was doing, that he was trying to do that to me.
Very clear that that's what he was doing. I said it at the time. It was very clear that that's what he was doing.
So unfortunately, I didn't see the whole story and understand it. I was just trying to defend without understanding in those moments, because again, you're under so much, like, it's really like, you just feel like this weight is coming in, you're getting smashed between two cars, and you just don't even know how to think straight. And it takes a minute, at least for me, because I'm such an emotional player, like, it takes a minute to sit and digest what freaking just happened. Like, oh my God. And that's why I think who did I talk to? I don't remember who I talked to, but I think I took about an hour to 2 hours before I went to T-Core, and I was like, girl, I need to talk to you, and I should have listened. And then we had a really good heart to heart, and then I understood where she was coming from, and I was like, I just want you to know that is so not the way that I meant that at all. I love you. And I think we really recovered from that pretty well. I think she understood. I mean, we spend all that time in the house together. She knows that I did not mean it that way. She knows it. I know she knows it. I have to believe in my heart she knows that. And I think everybody out there too. I mean, I have really good relationships with a lot of those people that were out there still. So I think they know my heart, and they know that I would just put up against the wall. And the first thing that came to mind is Quinn wants me gone, and he's going to do whatever it takes. And so I've got to see what did I say to involve myself in this and put myself in this position. And then I have to understand other people's feelings. So yeah, in a way, you grow from the things that you say and do. And you know what? Perception's everything. And I take ownership of that. And it makes me feel sick to my stomach and sad that T-Core felt that way, or anybody that was out there, because no one else came to me about it. But T-Core did. And so it made me feel so sad that that perception of what I said hurt her in that way. And that is something truly that I wish that I could change, you know?
No. And I appreciate you. And this is another thing. I also appreciate you as a white woman being willing to discuss it, because a lot of people would not even discuss it publicly. So I appreciate that. I understand, and I believe you saying that you didn't mean it that way. Now that we've had this conversation and I've listened to you, I believe you and I understand that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I appreciate you being willing to publicly discuss it, because like I said, a lot of people in your shoes would not.
Well, I don't have a problem with it because I don't have anything to hide. You know what? Like I said to you, I love all color. All color's always been in my life. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. All different people, all different walks of life. And as long as people are good to me, I'm good to people. And it doesn't matter. I don't care your background. I don't care your color, all that. None of that has ever once mattered in my life, in my family's life at all. we are all people on this planet, and we all deserve to be loved. Even me. I mean, anybody, everybody. We are all the same.
Even you, Angela.
We are all the same. We are all the same. I mean, we just are. We are all God's creatures, and we're all God's people. Period. That's all there is to it. And I don't have. I don't even like to use those words, but I don't have that in me. I don't have it in me. It's not me.
Not Say's back. Now that Say's home with better internet. Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
Can y'all hear me better?
Yes. Way better.
No, I'm so glad y'all was still on here. Keep talking. I like listening to Angela. I didn't know you were so down to earth because your edit made you seem so, like, not that.
Yes, that is so true, Angela. That is so true. Oh, do you, I mean, I don't know if you can, but do you want to say anything about your edit?
Me?
No, Angela. Well, both of you, honestly. But go ahead, Angela.
Well, I think in the beginning they would have, and I think that's why Matt's parts weren't shown, is because they really wanted that showmance to happen. And they're like, the old lady can go home. You know what I'm saying? But I think that it blew up so much for them, and ratings went up so high, everything, that they're like, oh, well, maybe Matt can go home. So as far as my edit goes, I mean, everything you see and everything that happened, I mean, obviously, I'm not a pony show. It is what it is. Sometimes how things are interpreted are different from what you mean sometimes. That's for sure. But overall, I can't say that I hate the edit. I feel like I think some of the storyline was good. Some things weren't shown. I had really good relationships with certain other people in the house that they didn't show, and that's okay. But overall, I'm not too unhappy with it. No.
Oh, okay.
That's a good answer. That's such a good answer. I agree. I wish there was more. I love my edit. I broke records, but the thing that I wish they'd shown more was all the other relationships that I poured more into. So it actually humanized me a little bit.
Yeah.
Rather than like more game bot. She's so intense. Like I had real conversations with Justin and Cedric, and that's why we were so close. And Kevin too. Like, so yeah, that was such a good point.
Okay, Angela, is there anything else you want to discuss? Because like I said, you said 5 more minutes and I don't want to keep you up.
Yeah, I think I'll go to bed. I'm sad that Say came back and I can't stay on, but it's like almost 1 a.m.
Yeah.
No, we'll do another one, Angela. I need to talk to you. I have so many thoughts because I feel like you are me, but a big brother, and like it would be nice to join forces.
I would love that, Say, so much.
Has she been on your podcast, Say?
She hasn't. I've been interviewing so many people. I haven't posted any of the ones that I've done, but I am interviewing Cam in a few weeks. But I would love to.
Fun. Yes, Say, just hit me up. I would love to.
Okay.
All right, bye, Angela. Thank you so much for doing this.
Bye, girls. It was so nice. Like, this was unexpected and so fun, and I had a great time. It was really a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Please come back if you want to.
Oh, I will, girl.
Do you need me to disconnect you, or do you know how to do it?
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, I'm going to disconnect you now. But please come back.
I will.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you both.
Night.
Thank you. Good night.
I'm not nearly as cool as Angela.
Yes, you are. Stop saying that. YW84 the weekend. If you want to come up here, you need to contribute one of the live goals. Okay, so now that you're a podcaster now, girl, are you enjoying it? Are you loving it? What's tea?
I have so many real conversations with these people. I'm obsessed. I have my stockpile of my interview with Star, where I force her to talk about the things that they didn't show of her and like tell her real story. I have more clips of David that I need to post. I just got done talking to Katora and Sabaya. Obsessed.
Oh my God, I love them both so much.
It's like when I talk to them, I'm like, there's no way we'll ever be on a season together. But they have so much insight and like the cool things Katora has. I don't want to spoil any of her stuff, but she has some cool shit coming out. But I enjoy talking to people. I started as a reporter, so that is my bread and butter.
You started as a reporter?
Yes, I was a news reporter. I actually was a news reporter for CBS for a while.
Okay, Miss Girl, come on. So, okay, you said something that I just wanted to ask you about, and now I just lost my train of thought. Oh my God, what did you just say?
I thought
Oh, go ahead.
while you think of it, I thought that Alex guy was so good, and I cannot believe you got Angela on this. That's crazy.
I can't believe it either. No, we were literally, thank you. We were literally sitting here. Let me see, can I pin this? Okay. The YW84 of the weekend, this is what I'm talking about. You have to send one of these if you want to come up here. But we're just sitting here, and she just came in the chat, and she just started talking to us. And the thing is, like, a lot of times you think it's a fan account. So Angela, and then I clicked on it and I saw the follower count and I saw the bio and I was like, oh, holy fuck, it's Angela. And then I immediately felt bad because I have talked a lot of fucking shit about Angela. Okay, I was posting TikToks all last season. I was like, I talked to her daughter on Twitter. Like, I was saying so much fucking shit. And I was like, oh my God. And then, no, exactly what you said is just so fucking true. Because she did not come across as that down to earth on the show at all.
Yeah.
Like, if that's how she came across, I would have remained a fan of hers. So I was not expecting, like, for her to be that unassuming talking to her. And so I was like, oh my God, I love this person. But you, Miss Say Girl, I was standing you from minute one. Say, when you told that girl, okay, like, get over the stars, like, we're past it. I was like, oh my God!
And they made me look so crazy because she was talking about them. We were in that tribal and she was talking about them forever. And I was like, are we going to keep this analogy going? And I even said it and Jeff laughed. And I'm like, y'all are making me look aggressive. But like, she's literally brought it up in every sentence that she said. She brought up the stars. And I was like, you're losing me. Why are we still talking about this?
No, I got my entire fucking life. I was like, Say is not fucking playing. And I got my entire life. Okay, the weekend, I just got to ask one more question. And then I'm going to bring you up. Okay. So I did spaces on Twitter every single week talking about the season, right? And so something that people kept saying in my spaces is like, this season is being rigged for Eva. It's being rigged for Eva. She has all these advantages. Nobody's talking to her. People are talking about like getting her out. People know what advantages she has. It's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. Do you have anything you want to say about that comment?
Well, this is a good one too. I think that once she announced her disability, and I want to be as respectful as possible, it changed literally all the players when it was happening. She had the moment with Joe, all of our faces shifted because we were like, this changes everything. Nobody wants to be attacked by that community once this airs. So there was a little coddling, and a lot of people had discussions about it behind the scenes. Like player wise, that it made it uncomfortable for all of us. So she did have a level of protection. I've never in the history of watching Survivor seen somebody who has an idol that everyone knows about make it all the way to the end, and she never even had to think about using it. That's insane.
Absolutely insane. Hi, Ren. Okay, YW84 the weekend. I'm about to bring you up. I have not seen you in my live before. I don't know if you've been here before, but what I will just say is Say is my guest. So please keep it super respectful. If not, you will be blocked. So I am about to invite you and bring you up. Let's see.
Betty, thank you so much for letting me up.
You're welcome.
And I say,
Hi.
how are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
I'm good. I get my test results today for a few exams that I sat, so I'm excited for that.
Okay. Do you have a question for Say?
Yeah, I did. Um, Once you guys hit the mud, were there any relationships that you built that they did not show?
Yeah, there was a few people that I really connected with. Justin was a big one. That's why I didn't want him to go home. Kevin, we did too, but I wasn't aware of that Mary took priority. But he did say something to my face that it clocked for me, and they didn't air it, which it's not my business to share, so I would never tell. I also had a really close relationship with Mitch, which didn't air whatsoever. Like we would kiki all of the time. Like he had the same humor as my friends. There's a few others. Shaheen, we didn't really get to talk much game because I was only on the beach with him for I don't think that long. But when that one scene that they showed of us, we talked for hours. That was like just a snippet of the conversation that we had. So that lasted a while.
Wow. And can I ask another question?
Yeah.
When you're like with these people for so long and like I'm assuming you guys like share personal stuff, like, and then you eventually get voted out. Is it hard to not see it as some sort of betrayal?
I think that's situational. I think if you go into the game with a clear understanding that this is a game, you are not here to make friends, there's $1 million on the line, you shouldn't take anything personal. Like I took none of it personally. I left the game and I haven't talked about the game since. This is genuinely the first time I've ever like sat down and talked about Survivor. But I think it's hard for the people who overshare when they're playing the game, who really feel like they're building these relations. Mitch is a great example. He felt like he was building all these close relationships that he really got hurt when he got voted out. So it just depends on who it is.
Okay. Yeah, because you guys like you're there 24/7 for like maximum 26 days. So yeah, it's so cool, the premise.
Yeah, I love Survivor. I think Survivor will never end because it's so. But I do wish they do more returnee seasons. I will say that much.
Yeah, I would really want you to come back on a future season because seriously, you gave so much to that season. For as long as you were in the game, you were my favorite player. Yeah, like seriously. And the representation you gave, like, you were just you and you did not care. And yeah, I mean, yeah.
I so appreciate that because I've been hearing that a lot. Genuinely, my DMs are the best place, and a lot of the people I didn't realize it because sometimes the hate was so loud, but so many women would be like, "You changed the way people are going to play this game." Even the showrunner was like, "You changed the way people are going to show up in this game." And I don't want anybody to ever go play the game and try to be me. Like that is not what I'm hoping. But I hope there's more outspoken women who show up like a Tony or who show up like a Rob or like a lot of women make this show great. And I feel like they need to shine more light. The fact that I broke records over some of the men, that made a lot of men upset. So just more women showing up and being themselves.
Yeah, I don't know. You saying that has made me emotional a bit. And just like, and the fact that you're a black woman doing that, like you showed up, say, and you did so well, and you represented so well.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm so glad I could. I'm so used to being in spaces, and I worked at NBC for a very long time. I literally was one of two people. So I'm used to navigating a space without people that look like me. And usually in the workforce, I'm very reserved. I'm not as outspoken. So I wanted to be the opposite of that. Going to Survivor, I wanted to take the corporate mask off and just like let it rip.
I love that. I love that so much. Like, yeah, you like, and Betty, this is like the first year that I've discovered your account. This is my third year watching BB Live, and I'm so happy I found your account because I've been looking for like other black people and specifically black content creators who watch the show. And I'm just so happy I found your page seriously because like the energy you give, like you're just so awesome, and I love that.
Oh, thank you so much. And I say this all the time. I'm glad you found me too, first of all. But I say this all the time. If you have a show that is going to have black people on it, other people of color on it, black women on it, you need to have black people, black women, people of color talking about that because all of these games are social games. They're all microcosms of society. So how is a white man going to sit up there and talk about colorism? How is a white man going to sit up there and talk about misogynoir? He can't. So black content creators have to do that. So like our presence is important. And this is why I talk about these shows on TikTok and Twitter and YouTube and wherever else, because I have the perspective, I've experienced these things, and I can say, yes, this is impacting how this black woman is being treated in the game. So this whole like, well, we just want to watch people play the game. We just want to talk about the game. The fact that she is a black woman is part of how she's treated in the game. That's why I'm talking about it. There is no like, it's just a game. That doesn't exist.
100%.
Yeah, I feel like when people are watching the show, especially with, after the mandates were introduced, they want to go into it with like kind of a colorblind, I don't see race type of thing.
Exactly. I agree.
That was a good question.
I could just, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I cut you off. What did you say?
No, sorry, my thing glitched. But yeah, no, you have to acknowledge that race is always gonna be there. That's what I'm saying.
But also something I really loved about watching you play, Say, is that you were not afraid and you played aggressively. And something that I've always said as somebody I've been watching Big Brother since season 12. I got back into Survivor season 41. I'm catching up on old seasons. And I'm like, something I've always said is that as a black woman, you have to be really careful how you play. And you have to be aware of how you're going to be perceived and that people are going to think you're aggressive and other people will be able to do things that you won't be able to do. And something that I loved about you is that you played aggressively and you would talk to Cedric and you would be like, we're supposed to be watching Mary. What the fuck are y'all doing? I lived for that. And I was like, oh my God, what if Say wins the season? That will be so iconic because I have always said as a black woman, you can never play and you can never do what she's doing. And even though you went home right before jury, I would still say, you know what? Say went for fucking broke, go for fucking broke, and maybe the next person that does it will go further. Like you changed the way that I think about, like if I was going to advise a black woman playing one of these games, you changed what I would say to her because you did it and it worked. Look at all the advantages that you got.
Yeah, it changes. It only takes one person. I can't wait to watch not 49 because I don't think they were actually able to see all of ours, but I can't wait for the 51 and the 52 ladies just to see how they show up. Like I want us to be the ones who get the brand deals like the Robs. I want us to be the girls who get to do the traders and are the first picks. I want there to be other versions of Parvati, but that represent different groups of people. Like it can't just be those two people. And like Cerie's great. I love her down, but she's a very specific genre of black woman. And I think that it's important for them to see the other versions of black women that can play the game. And I've had this conversation with Couture too. She's so she was like, thank you for just showing up. And I was like, thank you for just allowing me to.
No, I 1000% agree with that. You're correct on that. So this is something I want to ask you, because it's something I speculated on. So that advantage that you got, like, I was devastated when Say left to Cap Kate, that you got, that like Charity was walking towards, and then you came and you snatched it. So what happened with that? Is it that you were walking down the trail and then you heard her start running, so you came back and started running? Because I was like, how did Say know, like, that's where it was? So can you talk about what happened with that?
Yeah, I wish they showed more of it. So when we first got to the beach, they told us, wait till everybody's here, and then started the reading thing. But I had showed up with no shoes on. So I was the only one with no shoes on. And then they were like, go. And so everybody followed each other and went the opposite way. I took my sweet ass time, put my shoes on. I was like, I'm going to put my shoes on and I'm going to go the opposite direction. Now, Charity saw me go the opposite direction because I never follow the flock. I'm not into that. And so when I was walking down, I could hear somebody behind me and I saw the advantage. But I was like, damn, I hope she doesn't see it. And I hope she stops tailing me. So I continued to walk straight like I didn't see it. But when I heard her run, because they put it in the bushes with all these sticks, when I heard a stick crack and she was going for it, I was like, oh, no, she's not about to win this. And so I just ducked after it because I called myself diverting it at first. But that was my favorite moment. I loved it. And we cracked up about it right after it happened.
That was so iconic because it was like she was walking and then all of a sudden it was like you literally came out of nowhere and it was like, and it was like, Say, when I tell you I rewound that shit probably 6 or 7 times just to watch that, I was like, this woman is iconic. Like, I was like, I can't. Okay, let's see, can you answer this? Just yes or no?
Okay.
Have you filmed something we have not seen yet? A reality show?
I can say that the calls have been coming.
Oh, yes.
And
yes,
I don't know if y'all saw that Jeff recently did an interview that he's like, I'm more okay with people doing other shows now. So that kind of gave me my green light because I was really nervous because I do want to play Survivor again at some point. I will be, hopefully, doing something pretty cool that people could just hate on me for. But definitely not Beast Games. I did hear about Beast Games and just not my vibe. But it seems cool.
Is it House of Villains?
I cannot say for I can't say any for any of the things.
I heard something in her voice. So I'm gonna say, y'all, this is a Betty the Thoroughbred chat exclusive. Say may or may not be on the next season of House of Villains. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I did not say that. That's not what I said.
They did not say that. I can listen, and I have a good ear. And I
for the charity thing, the charity advantage. Before we move on, what other thing for the charity advantage was that advantage. I was hoping nobody would follow me and see me get it because I was going to make them walk around and keep looking for it for hours. Like I wasn't going to tell anybody I found it. And so that kind of ruined my plan. That's why I was like, that's why I didn't want her to know that I saw it because I was hoping she'd leave and then I could just let them still run around for a while.
Okay. Yeah. So y'all, you got an exclusive. So I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I heard something in that voice. And so that's what I think. But so it was your dream to be on Survivor, correct?
Yes. I've only applied one time. And no other show. This is like this was it.
Is there like a second dream? Another show that like is your second dream to be on?
That's a good question. My second dream show would be, I think, okay, let me say 2 of them. It would either be Big Brother, because I am vibing. I think if I have the right cast, I would do Big Brother. Angela did scare me with some of the things she said because I didn't take into consideration that they set up those things outside and you might not see daylight. Yeah. The other one, I really vibe with traders, but since I worked at Peacock, it's a little weird for me, like to be marketing the shows, but then be on the show is kind of scary. So those are my top two. Can I ask you the same question? If you were to do reality TV, what's your dream show?
The dream show that I want to be on and that I'm praying to God I can be on and I was going to apply to, but I couldn't because my passport is not current. I want to be on The Floor. Have you seen The Floor?
Yes. Yes, I did. Yes,
because these people that are here this late, they know me. They've known me on social media. I have always said, I'm not going on reality TV. I talk about reality TV. I'm not going. The Floor, I can wipe the floor with those people. So I would be on The Floor. I already know what my categories would be. Like, I would be iconic on that. So I want to be on the fucking floor.
You've applied. Have you applied, or are we just talking about it?
I couldn't apply because they said your passport has to be current. So I'm going to renew my passport and then I'm going to apply.
Oh, where do they shoot The Floor?
Ireland.
Australia or something?
No, Ireland. No, I'm not going to talk about my categories because you never know who's in here. And then if anybody who missed it, I'm going to share this recording. So no, I cannot talk about my categories. Public.
Wait, you're not sharing this recording?
I'm going to share it with subscribers because not everybody was here.
I had no idea that was a thing.
You're talking in public, Say. What does it matter?
There's something about a recording that scares me.
No, you don't even know how many people were properly screen recording this whole thing, Say.
Yeah, I know. That's my biggest thing with live is that's the thing that terrifies me the most. But Angela was here, so it's like safe space.
You were on live yourself today.
Yes, and that scared me. You know how much I had to hype myself up to do that? Shaheen is the one who was like, he was on live and he was like, Say needs to join this. And I was like, no, I cannot join your live. This is terrifying. And then he was like, we have to do one eventually. So I did one just to warm myself up on my own to see what the vibes were.
You have not said anything bad. You have not broken any contracts. I'm letting you know. I just want to be clear. I'm not posting it. I am sharing it with subscribers who may have missed the conversation. Do you know how many subscribers I have? 11, and not all of them watch these shows. So it may not get shared with anyone. But if you are a subscriber of mine and you want this full recording because you didn't hear everything, ask me. If you are not currently a subscriber, subscribe now and you will get this full recording. Those are the only people who are getting it, Say. I'm not posting it on my page. I took a screenshot that I am going to post and I am going to let people know, hey, if you want to subscribe, you can get this recording. But I'm not posting the whole thing on my page. Girl, this is a business. I wasn't on reality TV. I can't be on Cameo, girl. This is a business. I gotta make money.
May I ask?
The fact that you got Angela, you're already winning.
Yeah, I am. And I need to win more. Girl, I'm trying to get a check, girl.
You deserve it.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you, honestly, because I am such a huge fan of yours and I have looked up to you so much. And there are so many people who would not have the ovaries to play the way that you played. Like, you came out that gate busting. You were like, bam. I was like, oh my God, who is this woman? And then for you to just find that idol so quickly like that, like, I was like, oh, she playing. Because we as fans, that's what we want, is somebody who's hungry, somebody who's going to play aggressively. And so many people, they don't play like that. They're just like, oh,
yeah.
And it's like, girl.
It's like Friendship Island. I'm like, girl, this is $1 million. I will vote my mom off of that too.
Yes.
But that was the thing. I got a lot of DMs who were like, you're so old Survivor coded. And I do think I would have thrived on old Survivor because
Yeah.
they're kind of ruthless and they say whatever. And I love people who don't filter themselves. I really value someone who just tells you what it is and then maybe you unpack it later. So,
Okay, so let me ask you: when you were trying to stay, when they did the split tribes, and you were trying to stay, do you? Okay, so one, do you feel like the edit of that with who you were speaking to, who you were having conversations with, is accurate, or is there something important that got cut out that we need to know?
oh my God. Yes. The big thing that they didn't show is the only reason I told, and I think I told Rob as a podcast this, so I know it's not problematic, is I went up, what's her name? Chrissy came up to me and was like, it's Mitch. And I literally turned to the camera. I'm like, that's a bold-faced lie. They're like best friends in this game. I'd be delusional. So that's when I was like, I'm going to use my shot in the dark. That was my biggest issue is I went to Mitch and I was like, listen, I know the plan. I know the planet, so you would think it would still be top of mind, is about his block a vote. But I also thought it was it was going to be. Also thought it was it was going to be. I thought that was still a dumb move to use it on me. So that conversation I thought was important. That conversation I thought was important. That conversation I thought was important. We were all sitting down and they were like, okay, let's have conversations. And she was like, "Oop, is it my Wi-Fi? Is she paused for you guys?"
Yeah, she's paused.
Can I ask you, because I hear your accent, where are you from?
I'm from England.
Oh, you people in England watch Survivor. I also don't realize how big Survivor is, like the universe is. So I get DMs from like all over the place. And I'm like, there's no way these people are watching this show.
Really? Yeah, you know, it's not accessible. Like, I have to use VPN or like, or like a
Oh, okay,
YouTube
I'm
is
back.
just so
I'm
good.
back. Can y'all see me now? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Girl, my Wi-Fi cut out. I missed everything that you said to answer the question. What did you say? Sorry, y'all.
What was the question?
What got cut out? Can you mute yourself, The Weekend? What got
Oh,
cut
yeah,
out?
sorry.
What got cut out from when you were trying to stay? And you said Chrissy came to you and said it's Mitch.
Yeah, she came to Mitch, and then I turned to the camera and said that is a bold-faced lie. And then and that was an important conversation that I had because I didn't realized that he had I knew he had the block a vote because I was at the merch feast. I was well aware that he had the block a vote, but I wasn't thinking it. That's why when Angela said it's an emotional thing, sometimes I let my emotions get the best of me because if I had just sat down for a minute and be like, why are you going to the one person who has a block a vote? In my head, it was still a stupid decision to play the block a vote on me because it was going to be a unanimous vote. And it would just been a 50-50 shot. And I had pitched to them Eva. I was like, that makes sense. She has an idol. She's not expecting it. Use me as a shield is what I told him. And he was just too scared to play.
Do you feel like that was like what was Mitch's strategy? Because to us as viewers, it just looked like he was scared to do anything.
Anything. Hard for people who try to be on this show for years and years and years and years to get on the show and they feel like they don't want to do anything to mess up this opportunity that they've been waiting for so long. I got it on my first try, so it kind of was like balls to the wall. I can do whatever I want to. I got here, but I think he played a super safe game because he just wanted to be on TV for longer. Like he had more vested in this, and I have to have respect for that because he applied for 10 years. Like I can't even imagine. what that rejection feels like, but I also think it affected his gameplay because he was like, well, I don't want to do that because I want to just make it to the next day. But you should never play Survivor wanting to make the next day. Just play for the $1 million.
I 1000% agree with you. So this is what I was. Okay, so when you were trying to talk to people to say, hi, Jess, when you had that conversation with Joe, so let me ask you this before I say my thoughts. Were you, I can get this person's vote to stay, or did you feel like maybe I can convince him?
There's a lot that they didn't show about Joe and how he navigated the game because his story arc was father figure. And I think they showed that, my answer to this will make more sense. I knew that I didn't have Joe's vote. There's no way he would throw anybody under the bus to save Eva. Totally respect that if that's the game you want to play. So, and there's lots of the conversation between me and Joe that they didn't air. Because we flat out were like, well, I know you're voting for me. And he flat out told me I'm voting for you. So we're very straightforward like that. We're more alike than we like to admit. So I went into that, to answer your question, I went into that knowing that he was not going to do whatever I wanted him to do.
Okay, so what did we not see that you would like to share?
I wish I'd had more conversations with Star. I wish I had the foresight to,
About Joe.
Oh, I can't share. No, that I can't share.
Okay.
He's the people's princess.
Okay. I mean, he's not mine. There are definitely some things that I noticed that I called out just about from what we did see.
Yeah, and that's not even the
let me ask you this. That's actually a good question. So I'm gonna ask you my question. Ask you what the weekend said. So when he made, thank you, Sean. When he made that comment about Star, about like, oh, she's somebody who like could get me in trouble. What did you think he meant?
Oh my gosh, I don't feel comfortable speaking on that because my thoughts are very polarizing on it. Okay. But I think if you get Star in here, she's somebody who knows what led up to that, like what happened before that made him say that.
Oh, okay. Because he basically somebody DM'd him. Did you see this? Somebody DM'd him and posted on Twitter his response. And he basically was like, oh, I was trying to say, Yeah. Basically said something to the effect of like, I don't like it when people like get in my friends' faces or try to intimidate them. And I was saying that like I would have kind of gone at her more about that and stood up for my friend more. Something like to that effect, he said. That's what he's talking about.
Which is interesting because that a lot of what y'all didn't see is how aggressively Joe played. Like he actually was the one in people's faces and doing all of that mean stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of wild.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay, so you already answered that you don't see yourself as a villain. Okay, you're probably going to say that you can't answer this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. So Mary specifically, apparently, told a story that she like took a leaf or something and rolled it up and put it in her pocket, trying to pretend like it was an idol, and you reached into her pocket and took it out. Is that true?
I'm so glad we get to talk about this. No, it's not true. And production would have removed me immediately. You're not allowed to touch another person's person. Like, there's no world where I violate somebody's personal space like that I would even feel comfortable moving. moving forward. But I think it fit the narrative that she's trying to project, which is she plays victim very well. Which I don't. I never victimize myself.
Well.
I've never navigated the world where I can play victim. It's kind of like life is happening and what do you just brush the dirt off kind of energy. So that was something that was very frustrating that I had to elevate to higher ups because I was like, this narrative is false and it's other people are reporting on it like it's true. And they had a discussion with her and she wasn't supposed to stop spewing things that aren't accurate.
Okay, because I just want you to know
reality. Let that be her reality.
I had your back, and I came out, and I was like, "Oh, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I came out, and I had your back, and I was like, I don't believe you. And I was like, I don't believe you. I was like, I don't believe that. And so I have had so many people like come into. I came out and I said, I don't think that's true. I don't believe it. And so many people came into my comments like trying to be Mary stans and all this and that. And I'm going to keep it real with you, girl. I think that what Mary did was very anti-Black. I think that she's a lot of anti-Black stans. And I've called that out with them. And I'm just going to let it be that. Like, that's just what I think it is. Like, for her to have so much to say about you and nothing to say about Eva, who literally tried to prevent her from eating. Like, come on.
There's only so much energy I can give to that because I know my future. And I don't want to ruin my future opportunities.
Yeah. Absolutely. If anybody had for a live goal, you can come up here and you can ask it. But is there anything else that you want us? Oh, do you want to plug your podcast?
My podcast is on TikTok and I do snippet. It's called a Homegirl Hotline. I interview tons of reality stars from CBS, Peacock, NBC. I will be dropping more clips a little later. I'm just trying to bank up interviews so I don't have to interview back to back because that is draining. And thanks for letting me plug that.
Oh, of course. And also, like, so now that you are a part of. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for coming, Sab. So we're about to get off of here because I've been on here like over 4. We're part of like this Black woman reality TV conglomerate, which what I always say is like Black women are the backbone of reality TV. And do you have like other Black women that have been on other shows? Because you interviewed Andrea, right? From Love Island, right?
I interviewed Philip. And we talked about it, but I am going to reach out to Landria at some point.
Oh, you know what? You commented, Kiki Palmer interviewed her and you commented. I remember now. But now, like, so do you commiserate with other Black women that have been on other reality TV shows?
Oh, yes. You know who I love talking to? Danielle. I think she's such a great example. Yeah, but the kickback that she got from the show is so it resembles a lot of the things that I dealt with. She was the backbone of Traders, and she's got like how many people following her on social? She didn't even get nearly as many, but she's the reason they got Emmy nominated. I know that because I worked at NBC and I asked why they got Emmy nominated. But we don't get. You're right. We are the backbone, and we don't get the credit ever. We always make someone else. Who's the one from our season? The lady who's from The Bachelor.
From The Bachelor?
Gabby. I think she's the one who won. Gabby.
Oh, Gabby. Yeah.
Instead, Gabby is getting the credit, but
Oh God. They're giving me Big Brother updates. They're saying that Zach told Mickey about his power.
Oh my God. Okay, the Mickey, I feel so bad. Like, in the house, how I would be act, I don't know. Like, it just seems like such a festering pot of, there's so much going on.
You would never have done something stupid as put your own ally on the block and he went home during your HOH. You would have never done that.
I would have never done that. But I've heard that things that she's doing on the feed.
That would have been. Oh, she's very nasty. She's very nasty. And she's very nasty to another black woman in the house, which I don't think you would do.
Oh, yeah, no.
But putting Jimmy up and Jimmy going home, equivalent of you like trying to get rid of Cedric.
Yeah, that's insane.
What is y'all's relationship like now? What is y'all's relationship like now?
Oh my God, he calls me every day. Like, I talk to Cedric every single day. It's like insanity. I really adored Cedric in the game. And his wife loves me. Like, great people. All great people.
I loved Cedric, and then when he started acting wishy-washy with you, I hated him. Like, I was like, Cedric, what are we doing? And then when he would start telling people, like, yeah, like, I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to cut Say at some point, I was like, that's not smart. Why would you get rid of Say when everybody's targeting her? Nobody's gonna look at you as long as Say is. That's what I did not understand about what these people did. It's like, as long as Say is in the game, she's always gonna be a target. So why wouldn't you want to keep her?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I was like, that makes no sense. You want to keep me and use me as a back door for whoever else you really want to get out all the time. Use me as a smokescreen. Like, smokescreen always would work. With me, they'll be like, oh, it's Say, and just keep voting out the other person. But I am gonna hop off.
Made no sense. These people have no idea what they're doing. Okay. All right, girl. Well, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for doing this. I am your stan. Okay. So anytime you want to come back, please come back. Hit me up. And thank you so much for allowing me to interview you and answering all of our questions. I love you so much.
No, thank you for having me. You're amazing.
That means so much coming from you. All right, girl. Well, I'm gonna let you go, and I'll see you. Come back anytime. I'm on almost every night.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Love you.